welcome to Canva Template Store. In this video we're going to be looking at our Aurora business card template that's been designed in Canva. We'll start with the background section. This background section here where the mouse is white. If we look at this box up here, it shows background colour. For the purpose of this section is white. We haven't coloured that one. If we look at this section here, this section is black. We can actually change that section to a different colour. To give you an example, it doesn't really matter what colour we go with, or we can take the colour out altogether and it will make that section white. For the purpose of this here is your undo tab. I'm just going to take that back to the original colour, but that's all you need to do to change the background colour. Click on the section and it'll come up at the top. For this section here, where we've got your name, your business name and your website username and the icons, these are really easy to change. If we click on this here and the cursor comes up and click the back, you can see that as we delete, it gets rid of the background as well as the actual font. I'm just going to pop that back in and show you what this is. The background we've got on here is black, and the font, when I highlight that, we've got up here is Sincil. We use that because that's the same as what we've used through all our Aurora branding. But if you click on the drop down there, it will give you a vast amount of other ones you can use. If you're using Canva free, then you need to make sure that you use any of these fonts that don't have the crown next to them. If they've got a crown next to them, then that's the Canva Pro version and you won't be able to use that one unless you sign up for a Canva Pro account. Just for an example, if I click on Alice, you can see there it's changed that to a different font. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to do the undo tab again and pop that back to the original. To see the background colour, to change this section here behind this font, when you're on it, it's highlighting this up here, which is called Effects. If you click on Effects, it gives you lots of options that you can actually do, different styles. You can shadow, you can lift, you can have an outline. For the purpose of this one, we've actually done a background here, which is highlighted. If I scroll down there, you can see the colour is black. If I click on that, it brings up exactly the same as what it did before. You can change the colour. Just to give you an example, if I click on pink, it changes the background of the black to pink. And if I do the undo tab, you can put it back to the original. All these sections are exactly the same. So where there's black there, that section behind that font, the same as that section there. This is a single section that doesn't have anything behind it. So when you click on your cursor and you start deleting it, it'll delete the purple as well. That's the same. All you need to do when that is highlighted is have a look up here, and if the effects is bolded, then you know it's got some sort of effect behind it. You can go back into there, scroll down and change that to a different colour. The other thing you can also do with effects, as well as playing around with all these other options, is we've made our edges there square, but if you check this roundness out, if I push that right up just for effect, you can see there that has now rounded off the edges, which this is a good tool if you're creating a button which usually comes as round edges and you want it to be round. I'll take that back down to 0 for now though and leave that as it is. So that's how you do that. To change this background purple down here, if you just click on the corner, it'll come up with the colour again, so you can see it. If I change that to pink, it's changed that background to pink. I'll undo that again and take that back to the original colour. That's basically how you change all the colours, the fonts. The fonts are up here. You can change all the different fonts. You can change the size. You can go down in size, up in size. That is your text colour. If you wanted a different colour, you can change it to a different colour. The next thing I need to show you is these icons down here. Now these icons initially are all individual icons. If you wanted to move these, you can group them together. If you put your cursor just above and drag it across, hold down and drag it across, it'll come up with something called group. Now if I click on that, it'll group all that section together, which is great if you've spent time spacing these and you want them to be the same distance apart, things like that. Then if I move that around, I can literally move that as an entire group of things. If I leave that there and do the unbutton so it puts it back in place, and then all you need to do is click on it again and click ungroup, and then you can move things around individually. So this is great if you've set a load of stuff up and you want to move the entire lot, or you want to duplicate it onto another page. Let me just put that back to where it was. That grouping tool is a really good tool, and you can group literally as much or as little as you want. So this section here, the background, and this here, that's been grouped together, so it will move that entire section, so you can move that around wherever you want. I'm just going to put that back to where it originally was. Anything like that that's grouped, or you can ungroup it and you can move them around individually. It's entirely up to you. That just gives you the option for doing that section. This background section here, separate to the picture, when you click on that, that is also literally just a colour. Click on your colour and you can change that background. This is yet again another grouped section, so you can move this around individually wherever you want to put it. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to put that back to where it was. I think the last thing I need to show you on this business card is the image. So we've got the original image in. If I click on that, it'll highlight it. You can see with all the dots at the edge, it's been highlighted. If I delete that picture, it's left what they call a Canva frame behind, which this is really cool because they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes and things like that, and all you need to do is get an image and drag it over to it, and it captures it straight away. You don't have to mess about sizing it or anything. It'll just grab the picture. I'll give you an example of what I mean. If we go over here and I click on uploads, because these are various different things in Canva that you can have a go with, mess around and learn and things like that. But uploads is literally where you can upload files directly from your computer. For the purpose of this example, I'm going to pop in a picture that I know is slightly larger than that frame. So if I get hold of that and drag it over, I've just literally go like that and it'll catch it. It like jumps into the frame. But as you can see, this lady's head has been chopped off there, and I'd like it to fit the frame. So if I double click on that, if it works, hold on, there, double click on it, I can see that there's excess up here and down here. So I'm just going to drag that down so that her head is in the frame, click off it and click off it, and then I've changed the picture and I've got a different lady and I've sort of moved it around, so I'm happy with where it's positioned. That's all you need to do for the front of the design. Like I say, you can change these colours. When this is highlighted, it also brings up boxes here when you see the arrows like that. So if you wanted to make more of one colour, so it's half and half, you can do that. You can change around, you can change the shape. Also, this little thing here with the double arrows, when you hold on that, it gives you the option of actually moving it round. So you can tilt things in a different direction. That's all that is. I'm going to put all that back to how it was before and leave it at that. And the back of this card, because there is a front and a back to this, if I click on the back, it's the same design as the front. They are grouped together. All you need to do is delete that text. You can go on to effects, change the background colour, put your own name in, your business name, your website address, whatever information you want on the back of there. You can even put a background colour on here if you want to match your branding. Other than that, I think that is what I needed to show you regarding the Aurora business card template. Now what I need to show you is how to save it. So Canva's good because it will automatically save a design as you're going along. You don't really have to do anything. It constantly saves any changes that you make. But to save this template for future use, you might use it now and then you might decide you want to update it with different colours or a different image further down the line. It's a good idea if you've got an account, whether it's a free account or a pro account, to make a folder. So when you go to the home page, you can literally make a folder and call it whatever you want to call it. This template design we've got called up here, which is Aurora Business Card Design, but all you need to do is highlight that. When I've got it, highlight that, delete that, call it whatever you want to call it, and then you would go to there. This would originally say save to folder, so you'd literally click on that, and then you can look for the folder. So for us, for the purpose of Aurora, because all our Aurora products are in there, and then that would either say move or save, and you just click on that and it will save your template in there. So if you plan on coming back to it later, it's a good idea to save the design that you've done in Canva. And then the last thing I need to show you is, because this is a business card template, it gives you the option of actually printing this out as obviously printed business cards. If you click on this up here, Canva actually provide their own printing service. So they'll show you the front and the back as a preview. If you click continue, it does final checks. You can make sure everything looks okay, you're happy with it, it's not detected any issues, and then you can literally add that to cart there. It will give you the option of how many business cards you want to order, and then you just go to checkout and pay for it, and that's it basically. They'll send you the cards in the post. If you don't want to do that and you want to either print them yourself on your own computer, or you'd like to print the design out, save it on your own computer, and then use an external printing company, what you need to do is this share tab up here, click on that, and then go down to download, click on download. It'll come up with a PNG as like the default standard what it comes up with, but what you need to do is scroll down if you're printing it and click on this PDF print, and then you can download it there, and it will literally come up, which you can't really see all of that, but it comes up on your screen, and then you save it to your desktop, and then obviously you print it from your own desktop screen on your own printer, or like you say, you can download that and then add it into an external printing company. And that is basically everything I need to show you on how to edit our Aurora business card template.